Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to do a fun one, Dustin.
Absolutely.
Per Reddit,
Yeah.
the only 5 bourbons you need. Top shelf style. Daily Drinker. Dustin, we picked for our Daily Drinker the 2020 King of Kentucky Barrel 16. Why?
Mike, it's 14 years old, so it's not the super old King of Kentucky.
Can't go with it every day.
Can't go that every day. It's a little too nice for every day. This
Every day.
beautiful whiskey, everyday drinker.
Yes.
It does everything it wants. Cask strength. It's a single barrel, easily to get, easy enough to get at least.
Sure.
So perfect everyday drinker.
Yeah, I mean, they come out every year, with these King of Kentuckys. We have them in Ohio. You guys have them. You live on the borders of Kentucky. They're here. They're there. You got to be a little bit sharp about it. Maybe grease a few palms, but they're available. And if not, you're just not trying.
Exactly.
Dustin, if they can't find a King of Kentucky, they don't want to get up today. They only want to do internet shopping. What else we got for the people?
All right, guys. So we came up with an alternative here. I think the Booker's 30th. It's cool. It's got a box. It's Booker's. It's got some younger bourbon in there. It is cask strength, though, so you still got the big, bold flavor. It's got, I think, 14-year-old bourbon in it. So, it's got a little bit of sophistication, but it's not anything super fancy.
Yeah, you can't drink super fancy whiskey every single day. I mean, these whiskeys both have good age on them, but not ultra-aged whiskeys. They're high ABV because you don't have a lot of time to, get it on. Yeah. This is during the week. We're talking daily drinkers here.
Exactly.
And again, you can't have the best stuff all the time. No. You won't appreciate it. So you got to have something, a little step down, a little more average.
Exactly.
That's why this is our daily drinkers. Next, Dustin, Friday night pour. And when it's Friday night, Dustin, there's only one thing I want to go to after a long week of being productive, and that is 2019 King Kentucky. This one's particularly is Barrel 20. The reason I like Barrel 20, Dustin, tell us all about it.
Yeah, it's not the best of the 19s.
No.
This one comes off a little bit hotter than the proof. It's a little lacking in depth and doesn't quite hit all the sweetness notes, but look. It's your Friday night pour. You're having this every week.
Sure.
You can't have, again, your absolute best. This isn't your special occasion bottle yet. This, great whiskey.
You don't want pure candy every Friday.
Yeah.
It's summertime, it's fine. Wintertime, it gets a little cold. I want something a little bit drier far as my King Kentucky 2019s. And fortunately, they made enough of these barrels in 2019 where they're enough different that we can have our favorite whiskey in a little bit different of a light.
Absolutely.
And still enjoy it on a regular basis.
Everyone's a completely different whiskey. If you've had one King of Kentucky, you have no idea what King of Kentucky is yet. You got to get a bunch of different barrels.
That's King of Kentucky. You got to try every one you possibly can. Yeah. Someday, someone will probably think, you know what? I can sell a whole big collection of these things and make a few dollars, a little bit of profit. Don't worry about that.
You paper money over whiskey?
No, you can't eat paper money. You could probably liquefy it and drink it, but there's no way it's going to be as good as what's in this bottle. Now, Dustin, if someone doesn't want to go out and look for this particular bottle, what else we got for them as far as a Friday night?
So I figured it's Friday night. You want something with an age statement, a little bit older. So I was like, you know what? Let's get the Old Fitz 16.
Yeah.
It's got the decanter bottle, which is always cool.
Good presentation.
Good presentation. Big, strong cork. And it's very nice. I will say, though, Mike, it's only 50%. It's kind of...
I need something more on Friday night.
I kind of tend to myself. But again, I want a nice age statement. I wanted something with some age and some oak. Because, it's Friday. You earned a decent pour.
No, and that's Dustin's opinion on this. To me, Friday, you got to go out like a lion. I'm not drinking if it's not one of these King Kentucky 2019s on a Friday night.
Again, we're just looking for alternatives because we know what people can't always find everything. So we tried another bottle.
Sure.
All you have to do for this one, Mike, is you go to the distillery.
Yeah, you can get them there. Sometimes you get them here locally. 14, 15, 16.
The 16 is going to be a distillery only with the red label.
Oh, my.
So, yeah. Now, I will say this. If you're really struggling, you're hard up, the 15-year that had the green label, that you could get everywhere.
Yes.
Very similar profile. You're basically drinking the same whiskey.
Yeah, they were giving away in Columbus a couple years ago. I picked it up for my coworker just on a whim. Couldn't pass it up for the couple $100 they charged for it.
Exactly.
That's why this is our Friday night pour. Dustin, next, a bourbon to impress a friend. Barrel 15 of King of Kentucky from 2019, but specifically Barrel 15. Dustin, this might be the best King of Kentucky I've ever drank. Barrel 15, I don't know what was so special about this, but everything came together perfect. Tell me what you think about it.
First bottle I picked up, Mike.
Great first bottle.
It's got sweetness that the other King of Kentucky doesn't have. It's candy, which is good because your friend's coming over, and now this is only for your bourbon drinking friends, right?
For sure. People you like.
Yeah, people you like. This is sweeter. It's more approachable. So even though I think personally for me, it actually could be my exceptional, special occasion bottle. It's just so good. And it's such a great thing to share with friends. And I believe you share your best whiskey. you don't save it for special occasions.
No, absolutely not. But, you know, a lot of times you have people that aren't really bourbon guys.
Yeah.
You know, I got a couple of brothers-in-laws. They like to think they drink whiskey.
They have to be related, because why would you be friends with them if they aren't drinking King of Kentucky?
Correct. I knew when the first whiskey, I said, "Oh, you're a bourbon guy." You know, to my brother-in-law. I'm like, "What's your best bourbon?" I knew when he said Blanton's, we had a problem.
Oh, no, right. Wow.
I said,
Blanton's, really?
Yeah, Blanton's, that's what he said. So that's what I'm dealing with. So in case you want to impress those type of people, we would suggest an alternative. We would suggest a terrible whiskey to drink, but an impressive whiskey to have. And that would be the Van Winkle Lot B.
Yeah.
Dustin,
this is
why?
absolute trash whiskey, guys.
Horrible whiskey. Check out our review on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's thin, it's watery, it's bitter.
Tasteless.
I don't know why anybody drinks it, but for some stupid reason, Mike, believe it or not, people will pay $900 for this bottle when they could, I don't know, just burn the money and watch it flame up. It'd be more exciting than this.
Yeah, I tell you what, money's worthless in the grand scheme of things, but so is this whiskey.
Yeah.
Terrible whiskey.
Well, you know what? I'll bring it to somebody who doesn't really know bourbon, hasn't had it. Their eyes light up. They're like, "Oh my God, I get to have a Van Winkle." And
like, remember that one dude? You were just like, "Oh wow, I've never even seen that in person before." I was like, "Wow, it's a good reason."
Yeah.
You should be happy about that. He had a completely different opinion. He was shocked.
Yeah, you know, I think it's one of these weird things where I guess they just weren't drinking bourbon like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you know some 20-year-olds, I mean, they couldn't legally drink, so that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely one of the worst of the Winkle line, this Lot B.
Yeah, well, then it's a line of mediocre whiskey anyway.
Yeah, the worst of the mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, look, you guys, if you have a 20 or 23, you could share that too. I mean, really, they're all the same, and they don't know the difference. This one's just, it's about $60, $70 to pick one of these up, so they're not, it's cheap. You don't want to waste money on a decent... Well, I don't know, again, impressing your friends.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, if they don't know whiskey, just throw us in front of them, they'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
All right, next, Dustin, what do we got up for the folks?
Special occasion time.
Special occasion whiskey, when it's really something, job promotion, maybe you just got married. Well, that's not special. But you know what I'm talking about. Something that's really special, you can't drink every day and you want to save it for...
You just got divorced.
Yes. Something along those lines. And for that, we have King of Kentucky 2019 Barrel 7. Dustin, why is this so special to us?
Barrel 7, Mike.
Lucky 7.
This, I don't know what it is. Actually, this is a lower ABV, Mike. This is 63.6.
Sure.
And
maybe that's part of it.
I think that's what it's done, is it mellowed it out. And it made it a special version of King of Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Just gave it a different character, different profile. And for me, Mike, that justifies going to this on only special occasion. Now, this was a big barrel, 108 bottles, so super easy to get for you guys.
Yeah.
108.
Dozens of bottles out there up for grabs.
Yeah. And so again, it's unique and it's different.
Yeah,
Whole
so
different profile.
I don't want to drink this every day. I might not come to appreciate it, but I remember, when I go back to this whiskey, it's almost like one of those rare ones, like Linkwood 37. Is it the best whiskey I've ever had?
No.
I don't know, but it's an amazing whiskey that every time I go back to
it's like a whole different experience.
Yes.
So this is a perfect special occasion bottle. I recommend you pick up 4 or 5 of these and just keep them in the bunker and just go through them as... Well,
you know what? I would recommend having different fill levels on all of them. Pick up at least 3 of them. Yeah. Have one open maybe midway and have one open, I would say, at least halfway. Let them oxidize for a couple years. Come back to them and see what you think. But as always, if you can't get what we think is the best whiskey in the world, there's always some good alternatives.
Yeah.
Now, we're a big fan of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So something a little more attainable is the William Heaven Hill. This one is particularly the 7th release, I believe, Dustin. Tell the folks why we love it.
Yeah, mass-produced bottle. They used 35 barrels to get this. So I think King Kentucky's won. This is 35 barrels.
Could you imagine moving 35 barrels by hand? That's a ton of whiskey. Many tons of whiskey.
Yeah, now all you had to do to get this was either be in Kentucky or just go to the distillery. Sure. Easy enough to get.
Sure.
Now this is
beautiful country.
Yeah,
to take a trip.
Oh yeah, wonderful place. And these run about $250, same as the King of Kentucky. So you don't break the bank. It's not super expensive.
No. But what they do give you is they give you a more refined version of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is a whiskey we love. Maybe almost considering a daily drinker if King Kentucky didn't exist.
Yeah, but again, because it's an anniversary edition bottle, I felt like, you know what? This is the special occasion because, again, it's an anniversary.
Yes, absolutely. And that is why we picked it. Now, finally, we've come to it. Dustin.
The mixer category.
Yeah, we really don't get in this category quite a bit, but we sat down and thought about it and was honest about our feelings.
Yeah.
And this is what we have for you. Blanton's, straight from the barrel. Dustin, as you know, I hate drinking Blanton's.
Oh, it's terrible.
Awful whiskey. Straight from the barrels, no exception. Man, not even be worse. It's just a higher ABV.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's more of what we don't like. But, we picked one up thinking it was good whiskey because someone told us that one time. They were horribly wrong. But why do you, Dustin, put this in?
So here's the thing. When I do a mixed drink, I do bourbon and Diet Coke.
Okay.
And for some reason, Blanton's mixes beautifully with Diet Coke, particularly, Mike. I wouldn't even put it in regular Coke. It needs to be Diet Coke Maybe Coke Zero. I go really Diet Coke.
All right, Dustin, let me tell you something. I do enjoy soda from time to time. Due to my dietary restrictions, I can't have soda on a regular basis.
Yeah.
When I do, I am not putting that in it. As you know, I was born with a roof over my head and running water. So I don't put soda in my whiskey, but when I do dilute it, I just dilute it with a little bit of water. That's why, for me,
Okay.
if I'm going to do a mixer, it's got to be King of Kentucky Barrel 3
Good choice.
from 2019. Justin, let me tell you why.
Okay.
This is the highest ABV of any of the 2019 King of Kentuckys I've had. Why that's important is this. It's the 15-year King of Kentucky from the 2019.
Yep.
Barrel 3, it has a huge ABV. And so, Dustin, when I mix a drink, I try to pick the highest ABV whiskey I can.
Yeah.
Open it up with a few drops of water. That's why Kentucky 2019
You're right.
Barrel 3 is my favorite mixer.
Just want to reward you with a water with a really nice tobacco leaf and leather note.
Oh, for sure.
That comes out much better than some of the other ones without water. Beautiful. This one likes the water a lot, so you got great decision. This is a perfect mixer. And you know, Mike, if you're feeling a little frisky, maybe it's a hot summer day, a couple ice cubes, nothing wrong with that.
I don't know if I'd go that far. As a matter of fact, even when I do add water to it, I like to keep it to Fiji. You know, just so I don't maybe put some off-putting notes in there. Sometimes Dasani gets a little bit of a mineral characteristic to it.
Gotta make your ice with the Fiji water.
For
So
sure.
get the tray. You keep one tray just for that.
Hand
I
wash.
always go with like only a half fill because I don't want a lot of ice, but
No.
nice like cubes just to bring it down. If you're sitting outside when it's hot, perfect.
Anything but the round balls. They're made with that rubber, and you get that rubber taste in the
No,
whiskey.
no.
Yeah, that's terrible. But if you're going to have to do a mixer, water is technically mixing it. At least that's what I've been told.
Makes sense to me.
Anyway, those are our take on the only 5 bourbons you need. And Dustin, I really believe if we had these 5 bourbons in unlimited quantities, I'd be fine with that and never drink another one.
Makes sense to me.
Well, those are our thoughts on the subject. Top shelf style, of course. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. And let us know how many King of Kentucky's 2019 version you have. Until next time, Dustin, what do we wish the folks?
Happy King of Kentucky drinking.
See you next time. That was a good one, bro. I
Yeah,
like
man,
doing
that's-
that. I don't like always doing bourbons, but, you know, in preparation for this, you know, I watched a couple of videos. Like, no one had King of Kentucky's there. What are they doing? Did they not know about it?
I don't know what's going on. Like I watched like 5 or 6. I watched like Mash and Drum did one. I saw Kill Cole
I'm
did
bored
one.
for sure. Yeah, no King of Kentucky represented
PhD
anywhere.
Fishing did it. I mean, none of them. I mean, it's like
Dude, it's not a catchy label. I think that's what has a lot to do with it. Is just, you know, it's not like a big bang whiskey.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because it's, you know, the same company of Jack Daniels and people think, Jack Daniels, maybe they have an off-putting opinion. But they've been doing good stuff.
now, maybe they don't know about the heat sinking because it is young. It's only 15 years old.
Sure.
But, those heat sinks actually add about 6 years. It's the cycle. So they come off older. So I think it's maybe just lack of education.
I mean, we should tell people. And that's kind of why it was a good thing we did this video.
I know, yeah. It seems like this whiskey hasn't gotten out there. Nobody knows about it. I know. And they're just missing out. I mean, it's not like you can't get these for money.
Dude, I tell you what's so hard about sending your girl, especially my girl, who's significantly younger than me, as you know.
Yeah.
With $100, have her smile, grease some palms.
Yeah.
This is America. This is how we do alcohol. Since Prohibition. And, just no one seems to want to put any effort into it.
I know, man. Get on Tinder, find 3 or 4 different girls.
Yeah, send them to liquor
Yeah.
stores. Good Lord,
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
Work
come
the
on.
system.
Just send them in. I mean, or I don't know.
No
if you
one
got,
wants to work in this country anymore. They just want stuff handed to them.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
or you find your alcoholic uncle who can't drink anymore. Send him to the store with a credit card.
Yes. He's got nothing else better to do.
No, yeah, he's sitting around not drinking.
These
He
are
probably needs an excuse to leave the house.
These are probably people sitting there thinking like, I can't ever get my hands on any good bourbons. You got to put skin in the game.
I know.
Dude.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, like one of my stores, I'm like, get this. All you got to do, spend money at the store. They'll give you points, and you can redeem them for whiskey.
Kentucky does it right. What a simple way
Let
to
you
do things.
just go in there. You spend $4,000. You go buy a bunch of shitty wine or something. You find a wino wants it, and you get King of Kentucky.
Dude, well, maybe you'll be clued on when you watch this video. But
Yeah.
all the 19s are pretty much gone, so I don't know. Hope they do well.
Yeah, it's a good thing we got like 30 bunkered in the back.
Oh, dude, I tell you what, we need to count how many we don't have open yet. You know what I'm saying? That's what we really need to know.